apologize if you hear any boom sounds. Those are going to be the Facebook messages, Instagram messages, or text messages. Also, I apologize if you hear a big boom. That'll be my bank telling me something got declined, but I don't think I have to worry about that for right now. And also, I do apologize if I sound a little blah or coughing a bit. I'm getting over a bit of an allergy cough. Of course, I took some Mucinex just now, the day pill, the orange day one, if you will. So that should help out. So I do apologize for that. Also, I apologize if I sound a little like that, if you will, a little at times, because I'm, still recovering from the tooth extraction and bone graft from last Monday. So I do apologize for that. But with that said, let's get on with the video. Okay, so yes, I didn't get a chance to do this last week because I didn't have any money, and when you don't have money and you get things automatically taken out bill-wise, basically sometimes the bills won't get paid until later on because you don't have the funds and all that. But with that said, the bill is paid up to date, and I am here now to talk about, and it will be ironic I talk about this because I think later on today Eric W. Shorts will be putting out page 56. But here I want to talk about page 55 of Stripes and Links. We are still with Sabrina and her family, going over what's been happening and everything. And the short end of it here with this one is it's a continuation from the last page, from page 54. And Endora just basically, flat out said, tells it like it is. And she's going into the living room, and you see her husband there. You see her daughter, Sabrina's sister, younger sister, Tabitha there, and she's just, telling it like it is. That no matter how much that her and Zig Zag, would disagree and everything, Zig Zag would never call her out. Zig Zag treated her as a real person, as a true friend, someone that wouldn't, wouldn't disrespect her for her difference in opinion, but, politely kind of explain why she kind of agrees or doesn't agree on certain subjects. So, she's just telling it like it is. But then she also talks about the fact that, Zig Zag would compliment her, saying that she was still, looked at as desirable and sexy, just like any of Zig Zag's other friends, specifically, at the studio, even at her age. But, she thought Zig Zag saying that, was just Zig Zag being nice, but she didn't realize that Zig Zag meant that it came from the heart, that's what she, really felt. She just had no clue it would be, to the point that Zig Zag would come on to her the way she did, even, accidentally, or basically in a very buzzed state and all that. And again, we have to remember that Zig Zag was the one that stopped herself as she realized what she was doing. Anyway, Endora, brings all this up, the fact that, again, Zig Zag's, saying that she, in a very heartfelt way, because, again, Endora didn't think, Zig Zag meant it in that manner because she thought Zig Zag was being nice. Zig Zag basically told her, look, you are desirable, you are attractive, you are sexy, just like everybody else I work with, And again, Endora, like I said, didn't realize that that's how Zig Zag really felt, towards her. Even to the point that she would kind of come on to her, which, she does ask Sabrina, when she, sitting down on the chair explaining this, she says, kind of asks, she kind of asked basically, if that's kind of strange or something like that, that, Zig Zag would come on to someone like her in the way that she did, even accidentally. And Sabrina basically, tells her, Sabrina kind of tells her, I'm trying to think about the right words to say here. I'm doing this, of course, like a lot of my audio, video, and on-camera videos, uncut and without bullet points and all that, off script, if you will. Anyway, Zig Zag, basically, long story short, not Zig Zag, but Sabrina, long story short, as Endora is saying this, basically bringing up that, Zig Zag meant everything she said about, hey, you are desirable, you are attractive, you are sexy, just like everybody else I work, just like a lot of my other close friends I work with and everything, or I hang out with. And again, Endora didn't realize that instead of just saying that to be nice, that's how Zig Zag really felt. You know, Endora even asked, if it kind of if that's kind of strange or anything that she would find someone like her, you know, kind of find someone like her, in that manner, kind of look at her in that way, that being Zig Zag to Endora. And Sabrina basically answers that she knows where her mom's coming from because obviously her history with Zig Zag, that basically Zig Zag, as we know, even currently, still finds Sabrina cute and adorable and attractive, and in her mind would love nothing more, even though she's tried to lock it away. In her mind, she would fantasize as having that moment to be with Sabrina in a very intimate way because that's how she is. That's how she is. But anyway, or at least is, whatever you want to call it. But what's crazy is that Endora does acknowledge that despite the fact that she was still kind of shocked by what happened, she can't say she didn't enjoy the idea of still being looked at as desirable and attractive, even if by another woman. So so that's kind of an interesting situation here and all that. Where she's basically telling not just Sabrina, but she's saying this in front of her husband, in front of Tabitha, that she basically that Zig Zag doing what she did, yeah, shocked her, but it did wake something up inside of her, making her realize that, well, because basically because what it sounds like here is that things had not been kind of like, fun, in a way. She had not, in other words, her husband had not really given her the time or day to basically be like, hey, let's lock the door in our bedroom and have a little fun kind of deal. While Tabitha's away, or hey, Tabitha's asleep, but she's got her headphones on. Let's lock the door in our room and have a little fun kind of. Basically that's what it sounds like. That essentially she feels like basically things have changed. That she doesn't feel that she's not looked at in that manner anymore. And her husband, he's hearing this coming out of her mouth, and he's like, he goes to her, and he's like, and her husband is very, that being Sabrina's father, her husband is very apologetic about it. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you felt that way and everything, it's like he can't believe what he's hearing. He can't believe what he's hearing. So again, he's very apologetic about, the situation. It's like, well, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you felt that way and everything, And Dora's like, well, yeah, I do. It does feel like that. And her husband's like, well, you know what? I've got to make up for this. I got to fix this right away. Like he's realizing, okay, maybe the reason this is all coming out now, from her, why this is all coming out now and everything from Endora is because of the fact that things have not been the same at home in a very, I guess you could say, romantic, frisky, sexual-like manner, to where basically, she feels, that she feels that basically she's not looked at as desirable and everything. So, yeah. The husband basically, he's apologetic. He's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't know you felt like you weren't desirable anymore or anything like that. And Dora's telling him, look, I felt this way for a while. And again, that's a sign. That right there is that's a telling sign right there that when he's being apologetic about the fact that, oh, I didn't know that about this. And hold on, guys, that's the phone ringing. Hold on. About that, guys. What was I? Oh yeah. The husband Endora's husband, Sabrina's dad, Tabitha's dad, he's being apologetic. He didn't realize that this is how, he didn't realize what, the situation. And again, he's asking, but and being apologetic, he's like, do you feel like you don't look, you don't? He's basically like, what? You don't think people still find you desirable, or I find you desirable? And she's like, and Endora sitting in the chair, she's like, I felt that way for a while, and then that's, as I mentioned earlier, where the husband's like, well, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to fix this right away. And as he's saying this, you get a little thought bubble coming out of Tabitha. She's sitting on the bag chair, the beanbag chair, if you will. Those kind of like bag, those beanbag. I don't know what you call them. The chairs, but they're kind of like beanbags, if you will, one of those comforters or big lofts, if they call it. So, anyways, Tabitha's, the way they end this is like the husband is like, I'm so sorry, I gotta fix this right away. The thought bubble coming out of Tabitha, as she's hearing this and she's looking towards them, and everything, or at least she's kind of looking to the side. She's looking to the side towards them. The thought bubble, that comes out of her mind is, I don't like the sound. Basically, she's in her mind. She's like, I don't like where this is going, and everything, because she's on her game and everything, but she's hearing everything, right? She's hearing everything, coming out of her mom's mouth and all that. So she's hearing, everything, like I said. And basically, the thoughts going through her mind, I should say, is, I don't like where this is going, because her mindset and the way she's portrayed, because this comic's been going on for a long time. This web comic has been going on since the late 90s, mid to late 90s, if you will. So it's been going on for almost, 30 years? Almost 30 years? That's unbelievable. But basically, she's now at the age of a teenager. She is now a teenager. So we can assume when Tabitha got introduced to us, she was like maybe 9, 10 years old. And we can assume now she's like 13 years old. Maybe, I would say 13, maybe 14. Well, actually, the way she looks, the way she's designed, I'm going to say about 13 years old. So she's at that age where she's at that age to where she's starting to learn things. She's starting to learn about things and all that. And not just from being at home and reading stuff online, and of course being friends with Zig Zag because of her sister, because of her sister working and being friends with Zig Zag as well. But but mostly in school. She's at that age where they're starting to teach certain things in school and all that, for kids, for teens and all that to know about in the future and everything when the time is right. But anyway, Tabitha has this thought bubble coming out of her mind of, I don't like where this is going, because in her mind, again, being a teenager now, I think she's at that she's at that teenage, level. Being a teenager, she kind of in her mind sees and projects exactly what's going to happen, because when she hears her father say, I'm sorry, I've got to fix this, saying that towards her mom, her and Sabrina's mom, that in Tabitha's mind, is basically her way of saying, in her mind, is her way of thinking, when she says, when she's thinking to herself, I don't like where this is going, or I don't like the sound of this, that's her thing. That's her, in her mind thinking, great, I either got to ask Sabrina to let me sleep over for the night, or I'm going to have to put up the volume on my games real loud, or put my, earbuds, my headphones, my Bluetooth earphones or whatever, in my ear and turn up the volume real loud, because I'm probably about to hear something tonight that's going to make me sick. Because again, she's at that age to where, when she, starts learning about this stuff in different ways, from different facets, if you will, when she starts learning about this stuff, in her mind, when she hears about, her parents, or at least, hears an idea or hears something from her father that could indicate her parents might, end up doing the thing, a teenager, let's be honest, a teenager doesn't like that idea that their parents at their age, in their mind, are about to get it on. So in her mind, honestly, she's thinking, I don't like where this is going. She's thinking, I'm either going to have to ask Sabrina to let me stay over for the night, or I'm going to have to put my earplugs, or put some, not just earplugs, but her headphones or earphones, or whatever you want to call it, earbuds, into her ear, turn up the volume on whatever she's playing, so that way she cancels out the noise and everything. So, or get earphones that she probably has or probably get some earphones if she has them that has noise canceling on them. So yeah, kind of a little funny way to end this part, if you will, with Tabitha basically being like, yeah, I'm probably not. It's like Tabitha's part. Tabitha's basically like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to turn up the volume on my earphones or put on the noise canceling option on my earphones and everything because I'm about to hear something that's gonna make me sick if I don't, or I'm gonna have to ask my sister if I can stay over the night. So yeah, she's at that age. She's at that age where she's learning about all the birds and the bees, if you will, from different facets, different areas, different individuals. But she's definitely at that age as well. But she doesn't want to know that the birds and the bees are connecting, through her folks, through her folks at night in the bedroom. She doesn't want to know about that or hear it. So yeah, you can't blame Tabitha for having that kind of reaction. But overall, I'm liking this. I'm liking the fact that now the father's realizing, oh, maybe I do need to spend more time with Endora. Maybe I need to have a little bit more intimacy with her and everything. So we'll see where it leads. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot. The comments on this page, they are good comments, and some are like, Sabrina, call Zig Zag, or maybe a tour of the Zig Zag studio will help out. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But it's interesting to note. It's interesting to note that basically Endora, even though she was shocked and everything, as time has progressed and she's thought about it more, she's realizing that what Zig Zag did, shocked her, but it also made her realize that was something she's been missing. That she's been missing the fact that she would be looked at still, even at her age, as, sexy and attractive and desirable, to the point that even another woman would want to come on to her, including someone that she considers a close family friend. Or a close friend, BFF, quote unquote, girlfriend she can hang out with. So whatever that leads to in the future, in this story, I look forward to it. But I still believe that I still believe to end this story off in a comedic moment, a soft-hearted comedic moment, I'm not going to be surprised if Endora ends up kissing Zig Zag to kind of get back at her a little bit. And, just maybe there's an agreement of, hey, you want to kiss, that's not a problem, but let's not get carried away kind of deal. So I can see that happening and all that. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what how they talk about this in the next page, which I do believe is either going to be out today or tomorrow, depending on Eric's schedule, because he's also working on another story for his Fur After Dark series, featuring one of Sabrina's friends, Holly, the porcupine, and her boyfriend, basically celebrating her 21st birthday. It's a flashback story, basically what it is. It's a flashback to when, Holly became 21 and they went out to a bar and she just got plastered, if you will. Yeah, she got plastered to the point that she ended up upchucking in the mid-region of her boyfriend. Let's put it that way. But anyway, again, it all depends on Eric's schedule, whether we get one today, page 56, or tomorrow. But I look forward to it. And I've got a feeling after this portion's done, we're going to get back to Zig Zag and Tina on their road trip. And I think that's when we're going to meet Zig Zag's other family, starting with her mom, Because again, Zig Zag is trying to find answers as to why she is the way she is. Why she does these things, even though she doesn't mean any harm. Why, she wants answers as to why she is the way she is. So, I, can't wait to get back to that when it happens. And yeah, I definitely like the progression going on here with Sabrina and her family, and can't wait to see where that leads us in the near future. But I do believe still we might get a 4 After Dark tie-in, spin-off, if you will, to this story, either focusing on Endora and Zig Zag, maybe Endora and her husband, now that that's been hinted at, or maybe even just Zig Zag and Tina getting it on while they're on the road, staying at various hotels. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys check this out. I think you will enjoy it. To me, it's one of the better stories that they have done and everything. And yeah, that's all I can really say. So, guys, let me know what your thoughts are overall. Comment down below. Like the video. Ring the bell for notification. Subscribe to the channel. Also, share the video if you like. Also, ladies and gentlemen, click on the links in the description to find my content elsewhere outside of YouTube. You can find me on all your favorite audio and video podcast platforms. You can find me at Spotify. You can find me at iHeart. You can find me at iTunes, Radio Public, Pandora, Audible from Amazon, Overcast. Wherever there's a podcast, you will find mine there as well. You can also find me at rumble.com at BWRoses. You can also find me at Venmo. Venmo and Cash App. You can help donate there, especially during this time of change with me and the tooth and bone grafting section and all that. So, you can check me out there if you like. You can help donate there if you like, as well as find me over at patreon.com at BWRoses. Be very appreciative if you go there and help out. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me over at, like I said, rumble.com at BWRoses, odyssey.com at BWRoses-5, Vimo at BWRoses. You can also find me at deviantart.com at BVW1979. You can also find me, ladies and gentlemen, at inkbunny.net at BWRoses. Also, you can find me on twitch.tv and kick.com. Also, follow me over at Twitter, aka x.com, Blue Sky at BWRoses, and at TikTok at BWRoses, and like I said, twitter.com, aka x.com, BWRoses as well. But guys, that's it for my review of the 55th page of Stripes and Links from Sabrina Online. Let me know what your thoughts are, and until then, I am out.